Do you ever use the wrong word in English? It's a very common problem, and it affects students at all levels, from beginner to intermediate to advanced. Using the wrong word is especially common when the two words appear very similar, like interfere and intervene, or relation and relationship, or when they seem to have the same meaning, like problem and trouble, or staff and employees. Today, I'm going to teach you the differences between all these super confusing words I just mentioned, as well as a few more. And if you want to continue learning, make sure to get a copy of my ebook, 600 Plus Confusing English Words Explained, so that you can clearly understand the words that many students mix up. You can click on the link in the video or in the description to learn more about this ebook. Okay, let's start with the verbs deny and refuse. Deny means to say something is not true or say that you did not do something. For example, the teenager denied stealing the DVDs from the store. She denied that her kids had broken the window. They're saying that this didn't happen or that they didn't do it. And refuse means not do something or to say firmly that you will not do something. For example, the employee was fired after he refused to do what the manager asked. The people having the party are refusing to turn down the volume of the music. Note the different sentence structures. We say deny that something happened or deny doing something with the ing form of the verb. And we say refuse to do something with the to form of the verb. Now let's look at afraid, scared, and frightened. When using the forms be afraid of something, be scared of something, and be frightened of something, then these three are the same and there's no change in meaning. Be afraid of and be scared of are probably more common in this structure. For example, you could say, she's afraid of spiders. She's scared of spiders, or she's frightened of spiders. I'm not afraid of heights, or I'm not scared of heights. Those are all equivalent. But when we use these verbs in the active voice, when something causes you to feel this way, then you can only use scared or frightened. For example, the loud noise scared me, or the loud noise frightened me. Don't say the loud noise afraid me. That's not correct. You can also use the adjective form and describe something that causes fear as being scary or frightening. For example, it was a scary experience, or it was a frightening experience. Again, don't say it was an afraid experience because that's not correct. How about staff and employees? Well, both of these words refer to people who work at a company, but grammatically, the word staff is always singular and uncountable. It describes the entire group of workers as one thing. And the word employees is countable and plural. It describes multiple individual workers. So this means staff takes a singular verb and employees goes with a plural verb. Let's look at some examples. You could say, the company's staff was happy about the extra day off. Or the company's employees were happy about the extra day off. With the word staff, we can use the whole staff or the entire staff. And with the word employees, we can use the word all. So, he sent the email to the whole staff or the entire staff. Or, he sent the email to all the employees. Whenever you mention a specific number, then you must use employees or staff members. For example, 30 employees received raises, or 30 staff members received raises. But don't say 30 staff received raises. That's incorrect. Let's look at interfere and intervene. Interfere has a negative connotation. It is when someone or something enters a situation and affects that situation and you don't want it to. For example, I wish my mother would stop interfering in my life. Intervene has a more positive connotation. That's when someone or something enters and affects a situation in a good way. For example, Bob and Joe were about to start fighting, but Pam intervened and calmed them down. What about problem and trouble? Both of these words describe difficulties or obstacles, but they're used a little differently in grammar. The word problem is countable, so we say a problem, while trouble is usually uncountable, although there are exceptions. So we typically say just trouble and not a trouble. Here are some examples. You could say, I'm having a problem with the computer, or I'm having trouble with the computer. You could say, the bad internet connection caused problems for the students, or the bad internet connection caused trouble for the students. You could say, we have 2 major problems. But don't say, we have 2 major troubles. That's not correct. If you're going to use a number, like 2, use problems. Trouble can also be used as a verb, meaning to make someone worried. For example, these test results are troubling me, meaning they're making me worried. What about relation and relationship? You might think they're the same, and they do both describe connections, but they're used in slightly different situations. When you're talking about a connection between 2 people, use relationship, not relation. A relationship can be romantic or not romantic. So let's look at some examples. I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 years. We have a great relationship. That would be a romantic relationship. Or, he has a terrible relationship with his father. That's a family relationship. When talking about a connection between 2 things, then we can use either relationship or relation. They're the same in this case. For example, I'm studying the relationship between education levels and poverty. Or you could say the relation. There's a close relation or relationship between smoking and lung disease. Now the word relations, plural, is used with general connections in a specific category. So we typically say international relations, diplomatic relations, race relations, and so on. And be careful, because have relations with someone is an indirect way to talk about having sex. So if you just want to talk about a connection of friendship or dating, then say have a relationship with the person and not have relations. Let's move on to suppose and supposed to. The word suppose means something like think, believe, imagine, or expect. For example, he's not answering his cell phone. I suppose he's already gone to bed. After all, it's midnight. The expression supposed to means something should be done, but it was not done, or it is not usually done. For example, I was supposed to go to work today, but I'm sick, so I stayed home. We're supposed to park our cars in the company garage, but most people just park on the street. There's also a small pronunciation difference. Suppose ends with a z sound, suppose. And supposed to has a st sound, supposed to. Finally, let's look at switch and change. The word change means for something to become different. And the word switch is more specific. It means to stop doing one thing and start doing another. So you could say, I'm going to change a few things in my life this year. So change meaning to make them different. Could you switch seats with me so that I can sit next to my husband? Switch seats means the 2 people will exchange seats. Her personality has changed a lot recently. It's become different. I wasn't happy with my Nokia cell phone, so I switched to a Samsung. I stopped using the Nokia and started using the Samsung. I hope this lesson has helped clarify these super confusing words. If you have any words that confuse you, let me know and I'll add them to my list for a future lesson. But you might find many of your questions answered inside my 600 plus confusing words ebook. You can see exactly what you'll learn in that ebook when you click on the link in the video or in the description. I have a list of all 600 words you'll learn when you get that ebook. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.